doing a quick video. I got a new holster, as you can see. Now, typically I'm not a big fan of leather holsters, but we're gonna talk about this. But when I ordered this, it took a while for it to come. It was basically a pre-order. And I mean, it took several weeks. It was supposed to be here in the middle of March. And here we are in the middle of April, and it's just now arriving today. And I wore it for a few hours today, and just to get initial impressions of it. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you my initial thoughts and everything on this holster. Now, when I watched the video that was done introducing this holster for the Glock 43X and the 48, me myself, if I'm gonna do a video on a product and it's for two different guns, then I'm gonna make sure I bring out a holster for each gun. But instead, the individual chose to use the holster for the Glock 43 and the Glock 43X and showcase it for all three guns and never mentioned this holster. So the way he presented it, it looked as if you were going to be buying the Glock 43, 43X version of this holster and have to use it for the 48 as well, because he never mentioned this holster, didn't even show it. So I made a comment and I told him, you know, for as much as these holsters cost, you would think that you would make an actual version for the 48. Even though he had 48 listed on the website, you never got to see the holster. So you were buying it blind. All the other holsters I've seen, pretty much if it says 48, you can bet your ass it's gonna be a 43 holster with an open bottom, just like the 43 and 43X version of this holster. So when I got it and saw that it actually was for the 48, I was actually really happy and glad that he didn't follow suit with these other chumps. I didn't think that, you know, he would do something like that, but at the same time, you never know. And that, from the video, that's how it presented itself to be. But anyway, I apologize to you, Mr. Lenny McGill. And I'm glad that you did make this holster actually for the 48. It looks amazing. Typically, like I said, I don't like leather holsters, but this one, man, this thing is beautiful. As you can see, the gun looks amazing in this holster. It looks absolutely amazing. And you know, as far as, you know, comfort and things like that, this is the most comfortable holster I have ever put on my person. Instantly, I noticed an immediate change in the comfort level from this and my Codex holster. Yeah, this is a little bit thicker, but it's extremely light. Extremely light. Most leather holsters are really, really heavy. They have a lot of weight to them. This one is extremely light. I've got Codex holsters heavier than this holster. The base of this holster is made out of horsehide, and as you can see, it's really thick. Very, very, very well made. It is made by Galco, of course. So this is their Royal Guard holster, and this is a Glock store exclusive now. And this is, if you know anything about Galco, you know they make excellent products. But the quality of this is amazing. It's got the rough side on the outside, and then it's got the smooth side on the inside. Now, even with the smooth side on the inside, when you get down here deep, it's kind of rough again. Just a little bit rough again. Not as rough as the outside, but it is still rough. So you've got great retention. And it looks like what they've done here on the top, this is a horsehide base, and then they've wrapped it with a layer of cowhide and dyed the cowhide black so that your soft loops are black, which I think makes it look really, really good and gives it a lot of class. It's got the Galco brand in there on the snaps, as you can see. And then these snaps, they're solid. Look at that. Very nice, very good quality. Now, You know, if you've ever watched any of Lenny's videos talking about the world's greatest holster, this is it. And you know, he always talks about when it's brand new, you gotta sit there and put the gun in and then pull it out about 100 times, build that channel. Well, you see, mine's pretty much coming out pretty easy. And I basically, I did this a few times to kind of loosen it up. Then I put it on and wore it, and I wore it for about 4 hours straight, sitting in the car, sitting down, eating dinner at the restaurant, and stuff like that. I just now took it off right before I got ready to film this, and it's already starting to come out pretty easy. It's already started wearing a permanent channel in there for my gun. Now will this hold this rigidity? That only time will tell on that after you wear it for a while. But this is a reinforced top. This isn't gonna collapse on you. This is a one-hand reholster. So drawing from it feels good. And when you reholster, it goes right in, fits perfect. And as you can see, it's already got a cant on the holster, so it sits perfect in the waistband. Rides good, it feels good. With my Kydex holster, this little sweat guard is shorter, it's a little bit shorter, and it digs in to my side. Like if I don't have my gun in, this one doesn't do that, it doesn't dig in. And it's just way more comfortable. And my pants tend to slide a little bit. I take those, what they call the no acetal pills. I don't have a big ass. So my pants tend to slide no matter how tight my belt is, they will slide, especially when I'm carrying. So this actually helps mitigate that because of that rough texture. It actually gives it extra grip and it doesn't really slide and make my pants fall. But if you're in the market for a new holster, if you've thought about a leather holster, I wouldn't buy anything but this holster. And you know, you hear people talk about this is the greatest holster in the world, this and that, you know, and you think whatever. I don't know if it's the greatest holster in the world, but as far as holsters that I've had, and fresh out the box, with about 4 hours of use, I would say this is probably one of the best holsters, if not the best holster that I've ever used. Like I said, the quality on this is amazing, and definitely something that I'll buy for future guns and, you know, going forward. It is a little bit pricey. You can pick one up to about $120, $124, something like that. But it's well worth it, very well worth it. Like I said, this craftsmanship is amazing. Look at that stitching. It's got some amazing stitching in here. And I'm sure after you wore it a few times, it's gonna get a nice patina on this leather from your clothing and everything. And I can tell this gun is safety checked, by the way. As you can see, there's nothing in here. Everything is clear. So I can already tell that it's gonna possibly wear on the edges here, but it's gonna like give it a smooth polish on those edges from wearing it in this holster versus scratching it up like a Kydex holster would, which I don't mind. It just gives it a patina showing that you actually use your gun. I don't know how well these are gonna hold up on there, but only time will tell. We'll see how these grips do with it. So far, so good. Not filling up. But yeah, I'm actually really impressed with this holster. Like I said, I highly recommend you pick one up if you haven't already. I kind of get tired of Kydex. I wanted something different. I like the comfort of leather, but they were always heavy and kind of hot. This one, like I said, it's really, really light. It's almost like a Kydex holster. It's so light. I've got a Kydex holster off one of my other guns, my M&P, that's heavier than this. So if you get a chance, go to the Glock store, pick you up one. It's the world's greatest holster, as they've deemed it. And it's made by Galco. It's their Royal Guard holster, and I think you're really, really gonna like it. I'm gonna be very impressed with it. And I'm looking at the next, any Glocks I get, I'm gonna pick up one of these for it. And I think they do sell them for other guns, but I bought it for this one because this is gonna be my primary carry, and I wanted something really comfortable for when I was carrying it. Another thing that I noticed too, even though this doesn't have any kind of protection for the mag release, even with running an extended mag release, I did not have an issue with my mag release accidentally getting pressed and dropping my mag out. So even though, you know, it's open and you can get to it no problem, I never had that issue. Not one time did I have an issue. On my Kydex holster, every once in a while I get out the car and my mag will be loose in the mag well. It wouldn't actually slide out, but I could tell the button had been hit and it was loose. I had to reseat it. And I haven't had that issue with this, and it doesn't have any protection on the mag release at all. So that was a big plus. I was kind of impressed by that. But get one, check it out. I think you're really gonna like it. Very comfortable holster. All right, catch y'all on the next one. Deuces.